Hey, I'm Somalia, founder and CEO of Luxe Financials accounting firm. And we talk a lot about business, starting a business, running a business, but we never really talk about the cycle of doing business. Because yes, if you didn't know, these things are moving on a cycle. So let's get right into it. So at the time of me recording this video, it is currently January 2023, and you are here. Now, this is a time for you to be closing out the previous year and preparing for your annual statement. Now, your annual statements is your year-end performance. How did you all do? So once you have your final reports, this is what you'll be sharing with your C-suite and the rest of your team so that everyone can see how you did and so that you can make sure you all are on the same page. It is important for you all to be moving on the same page. And these reports provide you with that information. Transparency is key to building a successful business. Giving your team this information will let them know where the company stands, where they fit in the midst of all of this, and where they can expect the company to be going from here. Now, this season is also the start of tax season. Yes, everybody's favorite time of year. Now, because it's tax season, you'll want to make sure you have all your important documents in and submitted by their respective deadlines. So this will be your W-2s, W-9s, and any 1099s and all other important documents that you need to have submitted so that everybody can begin preparing their tax returns. You also want to make sure you have a good understanding of what you can expect this tax season. You'll be closing your books, so the final numbers you have for your company will be rolling in. And so once you get those numbers, you'll already know what the outcome should be looking like. Now, once you've gotten over the hump of tax season, you'll be in the period of wrapping up the first quarter. At this point, your tax return should be submitted or close to being submitted or an extension filed, and your books should be closed. Also, your annual statement should be released to your team, investors, and shareholders if it's required at this time as well. At this point, your company's plan for the year is in full swing, and you should have some type of clear understanding of the likelihood of you all being able to reach your goals. We've now hit the mid-year mark, we found our flow, and it's time for a mid-year check-in. Earnings season has rolled right back around, and now semi-annual statements are being prepared for investors, shareholders, and your team. Now, you'll have enough information from the first half of the year to be able to determine what the second half of the year is going to look like for you. You'll have what you need to determine whether or not you'll be hitting your Q3 and your Q4 goals. Because you've been working so hard all year at this point, it might also be time for a slight reset. It's time for you to also get realigned with your team. You all should be having meetings discussing what went well, what you can do better, and what you expect to happen in the next couple of months. Once your semi-annual statements are done, you'll have the data that you need to back up the plan that you all will be setting in motion. Now, once your final numbers are in, this may also be a good time for you to do a pricing review. You want to analyze how your pricing held up for the first half of the year in comparison to the goals that you set, and look into whether or not any adjustments or changes need to be made. Now, because you'll be doing a mid-year check-in, this will also be a great time for you to re-review your marketing strategy. You'll want to look into the impact that your marketing strategy has had on your revenue. Have you all been meeting your goals? You'll be deciding, is it time for a switch up, or is it time for you to pour more into what you've already been doing? Because you've been putting in the work and doing the work that needs to be done, it's now time to prepare for an increase. The biggest consumer spending period is now approaching, October through November. Now at this point, you and your team want to go over the strategy that you'll have in place to begin tracking and monitoring this season that you're about to enter, this season of abundance. You'll want to make sure you have everything in place to see the results that you want to see. You'll be checking your inventory, your manpower, and fine-tuning your marketing strategy so that you can make sure you have the best plan to get your products, services, or organization out there to receive all that you deserve. Now, you might be winded at this point, but we're not done yet. It's Q4, and it's time for a year-end wrap-up. You made it! It's time to celebrate you and your team and give yourselves a round of applause for a job well done. You're at the point where you're having year-end meetings so the leadership can see how they can boost morale and further give the team what they need to continue to succeed. You want to be having one-on-one meetings with your team so that they can see where they are, where they're closing out for the year, and what their performance was looking like in the bigger picture. This is also a time for you to look into your year-end checklist. You want to be meeting with all of the departments to see how their performance was for the year, how they felt about the things that were put in place, and what you all can do to do better or change things moving forward. You'll want to check in with your accounting, your marketing, technology, operations, and admin, just to name a few. For more information on what that year-end checklist looks like, check out our previous videos where we're breaking down by department the different questions you can ask and help your team moving forward. For more, and that's it. You've made it to 12/31. You're ready for the next year, and you're ready to get out there and strike with precision. I hope you found this video helpful and got a better understanding of what the business cycle looks like. If you're ready for next steps, send us a message today and take the next step toward financial freedom.